Iran just gave Trump the one thing every commander-in-chief needs before making a much bigger move. It's called Justification. 3 U.S. Navy destroyers transited the Strait of Hormuz. The USS Truxtun, USS Rafael Peralta, and the USS Mason. And according to military, they came under attack from missiles, drones, and small boats. None of the American ships were hit, but the response was not symbolic. The United States struck Iranian missile sites, drone launch points, command and control locations, and surveillance positions used to target American forces. Now, here's the part most people are going to miss. This is not just about the exchange of fire. This is about who controls the most important choke point on Earth. Because once Iran starts firing at American destroyers in the Strait of Hormuz, the argument changes. It's no longer is Trump escalating. It becomes, can Iran be allowed to threaten this waterway at all? I'm telling you, this is the moment where deterrence either gets restored or the entire region learns that Americans and America cannot be tested without consequence. Today, Iran took the shot, they missed, and Trump's wall of steel just got a whole lot harder to argue against. During this whole fiasco, this whole conflict, Trump has backed down many times. He has given them more room. He's given Iran more of an opportunity to show the world exactly who they are. Now, this article comes from the War Zone, and it's a great article because it really goes into the entire landscape here. And what you're seeing is a port called Bandar Abbas, and Bandar Abbas sits just off of the Strait of Hormuz. You see the island of Hormuz here, and you see Keshem here. This is kind of the choke point or the little stranglehold where they're running their, I would say, mafia-like toll booth. And Bandar Abbas is here. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit on Bandar Abbas because there's a couple of things I really want you to focus on. Number one are these piers. And these piers here are where they are moving oil. Now, this is the main part of the city. But one that doesn't get much attention is further east. And this is a long pier with multiple points for them to load oil on from their reserve. And I want you to see this oil reserve over here. You see these? These are all oil reserves that they are filling up. And apparently they're all at capacity is the way it looks to me. Now, their capacity is about to be reached. The president and Iran have, they've had these little back and forth, these different memos. And the memos are really causing some problems because after Axios ran with their memo saying that there was a possible ceasefire, well, there just magically happened to be about $7 billion worth of stock shorts placed. So some people have some inside trading. Nancy, you know who we're talking about. They've got some inside knowledge, and they're starting to capitalize on this. But this is how far in these United States Navy destroyers were operating. Now, the what do you want to call it? The choke point that we're normally in is further out. It's further out. But the United States Navy started, moving closer in because Project Freedom could be back in play very, very soon. And I've got a clip here. This is from Fox News. They're reporting on this. This is all happening fast, very fast.
The U.S. launching strikes on 2 Iranian port cities and a naval checkpoint today, but adding this does not break the ceasefire. Washington is still waiting for Iran's response to a peace proposal, while the regime continues to seek full control over the Strait of Hormuz. The UN reports Iran's blockade is trapping about 1,500 ships in the Persian Gulf. The man accused of throwing Molotov.
What I want to show you once again, this map is so important right now for the entire strategic layout and how everything is operating. You can see the amount of ships that are, at anchor, can't get in, can't get out. They're basically being held hostage. And there's no other way to really look at this. Now, this is another article coming here from the Washington Compost. I don't know how much credence you want to give to it, but they're actually reporting the truth from everything I've seen. The U.S. strikes Iran in response to attacks on the warship. And I just want to ask you, just my loyal audience, do you think this is justified? The United States Navy is there playing what I would call peacemaker to the rest of the world, and they're escorting ships. They're trying to keep this clear. They're doing mine clearance operations. This is turned into a humanitarian operation, and they get fired on by Iran while Iran is supposed to be reviewing this ceasefire deal. Does that sound like they want peace? Or does it sound like there's two factions in the Iranian government that aren't really talking? I believe we have a military or sort of this guerrilla faction that is just launching everything they can out on what I wouldn't call it the battlefield, but it's definitely the battle zone. And then you have their foreign minister that is traveling to China to try to negotiate with China, probably get some funding, probably telling them why he can't supply the oil that they've bought. So we got two things happening at the same time. Meanwhile, the president of the United States is sitting back saying, hey, bring me a peace deal. Bring me an offering. Bring me some information. And the information's getting to the president, and I think the president is going to make the right decision because he hasn't made the wrong decision so far. This is a true social post from the president. 3 world-class American destroyers were just transited very successfully out of the Strait of Hormuz under fire. There was no damage done to the 3 destroyers, but great damage done to the Iranian attackers. They were completely destroyed along with numerous small boats. You see that? So that's how they're operating, is these small boats. He goes on to call them, he says, they're led by lunatics, and if they had the chance to use the nuclear weapon, they would do it. Without question, but they'll never have that opportunity, and just like we knocked them out again today, we'll knock them out a lot harder and a lot more violently in the future. So he's basically telling them, he is telegraphing his move. He is giving them every opportunity to, wake up and smell the jet fuel, because that's it. We got Jennifer Griffin over on Fox News. She's no friend of the president, but she also says, senior official tells me that U.S. military strike on Iran's CASHApp port, Bandar Abbas, moments ago, added this is not a restarting of the war or an end to the ceasefire. This is a defensive posture. The strike on one of Iran's oil ports comes 2 days after Iran fired 15 ballistic and cruise missiles at the UAE Faraja port. So the United Arab Emirates is continuously being attacked. That is a real problem that nobody is wanting to talk about. This is more images of their port here. You can see that long area there where they're trafficking oil, or they're trying to traffic oil, but it doesn't seem like it's working. Now, there is another important article that came out from the Washington Compost, and I want you to see this. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so that, we can all see this together. U.S. intelligence, that means CIA, says Iran can outlast Trump's Hormuz blockade for months. Who is giving the Washington Compost information? I don't know, but I don't know how much credence I give to this either. This is almost as bad as, I give Alex Jones more credit than I do the Washington Compost. You tell me what you think. Is this credible? Is this a joke? It says a confidential CIA analysis. So yeah, somebody in the CIA is going to run to the Washington Compost, right? And say that Iran can last for 4 months, 6 months. It also goes on to say Iran retains 75% of its pre-war inventories of mobile launchers, 70% of its pre-war stockpiles of missiles. I don't know if I believe this. I just have to question any information coming from the Washington Compost. Let me know what you think. Maybe I'm crazy for not believing them, but it's kind of, I put the Washington Compost at the same level of Candace Owens is kind of where I'm at. And I think, you could literally put the picture of Candace on this. So I'm not really sure how much credence I give to it, how much credit I give to it. We know that, look at this billboard. A billboard on Vanak Square in Tehran on May 6 depicts the Strait of Hormuz with a caption in Persian reading "Forever in Iran's hand," meaning the Strait of Hormuz by the color of the water, the shape of the water there. Is this something you believe? Is this where we are at right now? Where United States intelligence services are leaking information to the Washington Compost? I'd love to get your opinion. Your opinion matters on this channel. This weekend, we're going to do a live stream. We're going to talk all about it, give you all the opportunity to get in and share your opinions, maybe share some of this confidential information that you have if you read the Washington Compost. If you want to support the channel, right up here, there's a Cash App donation. Right over here, join the channel as a member. There's always a link in the community tab for members only where you can get into the Discord server and talk to me directly. And we have a great community. We've got hundreds of members there. And it's really interesting to see how much information that my viewers have because I put a lot of faith in that. You can see here, this is Operation Rising Lion. This has been updated just a couple of days ago, or actually today is when this one was updated. This area here is a no-go zone. Do not go on spring break or summer vacation to Bandar Abbas. If you got a vacation booked to Iran, cancel it immediately. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one. We'll be back tomorrow morning trying to update as much of this information as we can. Trying to do some of these walk and talk videos. Let me know what you think about those, and let me know if that's a way to keep you updated. You're important. The news is yours. Don't trust people that you don't trust. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.